Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio for the Newsfirst team. I'm Dithwini De Silva.
Newsfirst headline.
In local news, Supreme Court issues writ order revoking State Minister Dana Gamage's membership in Parliament. Iranian government expresses willingness to commence direct flights between Iran and Sri Lanka. In news overseas, TikTok sues to block US law that could ban app. And in cricket, Amul to sponsor the Sri Lanka men's team for the T20 World Cup. The news in detail. The Supreme Court issued a writ order revoking State Minister Dana Gamage's membership in Parliament today. This verdict came in response to a petition filed by Oshala Herath, a social activist. The petition highlighted that as Dana Gamage is a British citizen, she cannot hold a parliamentary position according to the Constitution. After careful consideration of the facts, the Supreme Court issued this order. In more local news, Minister of Foreign Affairs, President's Counsel Ali Sabri says the Iranian government has expressed its willingness to commence direct flights between Iran and Sri Lanka. He expressed these views at a media briefing held at the President's Media Centre this morning.
To invite other investors to come. So it is in that context, we had a very successful visit of the Iranian president to Sri Lanka. We managed to open the Umayyah. Umayyah is now contributing 120 megawatts. We now have the news that the Mahanya, that is the Iranian airline, wants to visit Sri Lanka. So with that, we would expect more tourists come from that region. And last week, as you know, the Japanese foreign minister visited Sri Lanka. The Japanese foreign minister's visit was to give the moral support and understanding to approve the economic reforms that we are undertaking. In the meeting with His Excellency the President and also in the meeting with me, Japan officially encourage and press the bold economic reforms that Sri Lankan government is undertaking. And she said, the moment we sign the MOU with the Official Credit Committee, Japan will restart the now stalled project which are ongoing at the time of the default. So that's a very good news. And accordingly, what we are looking at, to work with all the partners all over and contribute toward the economic path and economic development.
International news.
TikTok has filed a lawsuit aiming to block a US law that would ban the video app in the country unless it is sold by its Chinese parent company. In the filing, the social media company called the act an extraordinary intrusion on free speech rights of the company and its 170 million American users. It said the US had put forward only speculative concerns to justify the measure and asked the court to stop it.
Sports news.
Sri Lanka Cricket announced the appointment of Amul, a leading Indian milk producer with international presence, as the official sponsor of the Sri Lanka men's team for the duration of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. Sri Lanka will kick off the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 World Cup campaign on the 3rd of June, facing South Africa in New York. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be held in the West Indies and USA from the 1st to the 29th of June. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio for the Newsfirst team. I'm Dithwini De Silva.